Cafe. I'm Jeff.
I'm Kevin.
Good to be with you again. So today we're going to do something we hadn't done before. We're going to look at at quotes from famous people, and we're going to talk about those for a minute. But these are not just normal quotes. These are things that have been said that never should have been said. A common sense look at people who say things who reveal that they have very little common sense. However, to start it off, I want to admit some of my quotes, some of the things that I've said in public speaking that have not really been the best statements I could have made.
You stuck your foot in your mouth?
I stuck my foot in my mouth.
Okay.
So I had a dear friend. I was pastoring.
A dear friend?
A dear friend.
He lived in the woods?
He lived. Yeah, I got several of those. But I had this friend, and I was pastoring in Wagner, Oklahoma, and precious man. He was my clerk, my treasurer. Unfortunately, he passed away while I was pastoring there, and I was asked to do the funeral. And I led with a statement something like this. I loved him to death. So that was my statement at his funeral. Like it was my fault he passed. That's...
Oh no, we might not get through that.
That's not even my worst one, probably. Yeah, one time after preaching an Easter service, or a Palm Sunday service, my wife said I was supposed to say, quoting scripture, I was supposed to say, and he came in riding on the colt of an ass. I got those.
You didn't?
Yeah.
On the ass of a colt?
My wife told me, and I didn't believe Kim at first, but
Oh, we won't get this one back under control.
but sure enough, she said that that's what I said, and you go back and you listen to the tape, and sure enough, that's what I said. And bless their hearts, I had the best congregation in the world, because not one of them acted like there was anything wrong with it. Oh man.
Were they awake?
So that's a good question. All right, so I'm glad to know that I'm not the only public speaker who has those moments.
Well,
So
I have a bad memory, so
you don't remember any of yours. Let's look at it.
yeah, give me some
right,
some famous people.
Okay,
say.
all right, yeah, here we
I
go.
like hear what famous people say. Just inspires me.
Well, here's a good one. You'll be inspired by Dan Quayle.
Oh yeah, Dan Quayle.
Dan Quayle said, "We're not ready for an unforeseen event."
Go ahead.
Oh,
You're
that
making
may
that
or
up.
may not occur. Oh, for heaven's sake! This guy was the vice president of the United States.
Oh,
So
I'm
gonna
sure
say
Joe Biden's going to be on there somewhere.
he is. All right, so I'm gonna tell you again. We are not ready for an unforeseen event that may or may not occur. How can you be ready?
I don't know if everybody's laughing as hard as we are about that, but give us another one.
Okay, Dan Quayle said, "If we don't succeed."
Boy, I can't even read
We
it.
run the risk of failure.
Oh, God. If we don't succeed, we run the risk of failure.
Okay, Dan.
Poor guy. Talking about stating obvious.
Dan, I believe the very definition of not succeeding is failure. Oh, this guy's
he was the vice
hilarious.
president.
Did
he run for vice?
No, he was vice president, but okay. All right, another. Okay, let's see. Arnold Schwarzenegger said, I think gay marriage is something that should be between a man and a woman. Thank you, Arnold. We appreciate that clarity, Arnold, for just bringing that out so clear. Oh, I like this one. I read this to you a while ago. This is good. Barbara Boxer is a senator. We need to look up and see where what state she's from.
I think she's out in California.
Must be California because she said
always real
outspoken.
Yeah.
Okay, so she says this: those who survived the San Francisco earthquake said, "Thank God I'm still alive." But of course, those who died. Oh my Lord!
Their lives will never be the same. Oh, I mean, we're not making fun of the people that died.
No disrespect to those
Lord.
people, but for heaven's sake, and these are people in position. Oh, but I got to read you this one. This one just really got to me. Let's see here. I see. Who was it? Mitt Romney. Okay, so we kind of picked on one side, we'll pick on the other side.
Yeah.
So Mitt Romney said this. I hope you can follow this. I believe in an America where millions of Americans believe in an America. That's the America millions of Americans believe in. That's the America I love.
And he didn't win?
Yeah. My Lord,
goodness.
can you believe some of the stuff?
Oh, Lord.
You can tell that Mitt Romney didn't have a speech right.
He was just.
He was winging it.
Speaking to be speaking. Yeah.
He was winging. That is hilarious, though. So, how do they go back and recover from some of that? I mean, how do you? Because you know the news media must have had a field day with some of this.
You would think.
Let's see. A couple of others.
Oh, Lord.
Dan Quayle, he had a problem with geography. All right. We have a firm commitment to NATO. We are part of NATO. We have a firm commitment to Europe. We are part of Europe. Dan, look at a globe or a map or something, man. Oh, bless his heart. As my sister-in-law would say, oh, bless it, you know. All right, let's see. Excuse me. Here we go. Gib Lewis, Speaker of the Texas House, said, I cannot tell you how grateful I am. I am.
What's this?
I am.
No.
I'm filled with humidity.
Humidity?
Oh. Gib, poor Gib. I cannot tell you how grateful I am. I am filled with humidity. And a little bit of bare
Even if he was filled with humility, isn't that bragging on you?
Yeah, he's crazy. I'm filled with humility. I'm not proud at all. As a matter of fact, I'm the most humble person I know. Okay, I'm filled with humidity. Oh, and everybody knows there's no humidity in Texas. It's a dry heat anyway. Let's see. Did I go the wrong way? Okay. Let's state the obvious, okay? Charles de Gaulle, former French president. China is a big country inhabited by many Chinese. Oh, for heaven's sakes. People, this is real stuff, too. Yeah, we didn't make this up. You can't make this stuff up. I want to tell you, though, I know a lot of people have been watching our videos, and I'm filled with humidity. I am filled with humidity.
They probably think we are.
Okay. Bill Clinton, former U.S. president. I'm glad to know that Bill has interest outside of women.
What's his interest outside?
His interest outside of women. He said, I am someone with a deep emotional attachment to Starsky and Hutch.
Oh,
Bill,
my
that is
goodness.
really good to know. Oh, man.
So, he watched a lot of Starsky and Hutch.
Yeah. Okay, you want to kind of justify what you're doing. Othal Brand, member of Texas Pesticide Review Board on chlordan.
Okay.
Evidently, it's
Must be
it's a
serious.
chemical. Yeah, because I can't pronounce it. Sure, it's going to kill a lot of people, but they may be dying of something else anyway. So, how can you justify
Oh, wow.
spraying a deadly chemical and say that I justify it by, well, they may
I
be
wonder-
dying of something else anyway?
How long he lasted after that statement?
Yeah, okay. Al Gore, former U.S. Vice President, when asked about his illegal fundraising activities that took place in a Buddhist temple, I didn't realize I was in a Buddhist temple. Not that it was illegal.
It looks like every other place you could go.
Right.
He thought it was in the mall.
My Lord. Let's see. I tell you. Here's one. Former Australian cabinet minister Keppel Inderbury.
Sure.
He says traditionally,
Okay.
so not necessarily contemporarily, but traditionally, most of Australia's imports come from overseas. It's an island. Geography. My Lord, go to school. Oh, here we go. I love this. Okay, Lamar Alexander, former Secretary of Education, explaining his ideas on what parents of children who attend poorly funded urban or rural schools should do to solve the problem. Now, this makes a lot of sense to me. Okay, so Lamar Alexander is the Secretary of Education.
Okay.
And he says, whenever you are part of a family and your children are going to a school, whether it's urban or rural, and it's not a good school, here's what you should do.
Okay.
If you're living in an area with a bad school, move to a place where there's a better school.
Well, duh.
Isn't it his job to
Fix the
fix the school?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay.
These people are crazy.
Yeah, I mean, these are, let's see. If you take out the killings, Washington actually has a very
Low crime rate.
very low crime
Well,
rate. Marilyn Berry, mayor of Washington, D.C. Marilyn, I know you're proud of your city there, okay?
Yeah, he's the one caught snorting cocaine.
Oh, is that who that was?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
In the bathroom? Was it?
I don't know.
You don't know where he was when he was.
Why would it have to be in the bathroom?
I think that's where you snort cocaine in, is in the bathroom. I don't know. I've never snorted cocaine. I have blown milk out my nose a couple of times. I've never snorted cocaine.
I try not to breathe through my nose in the bathroom.
That's a good policy, especially public ones. Okay, let's see here. Let's see. Dan Quayle, the former U.S. Vice President. Again, a little geography class, you know.
Okay.
Before you go somewhere, do some research, right?
Okay, yeah.
Dan Quayle, poor Dan. He says, it's wonderful to be here in the great state of Chicago.
Oh, my goodness.
In the great state of Chicago.
Aren't you glad you don't record everything you
Yeah,
say?
right. Let's see.
Somebody'd have to be pretty crazy to want to sit in front of a camera and
And
talk to
record
people.
everything, and then put it out there. Okay, I can't get over the. I'm filled with humidity. It's hilarious. Yeah, and like I said,
Read that one about Bill Clinton at the front that said something about
Okay, Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton says this: politics gives guys so much power that they tend to behave badly around women, and I hope I never get into that. I know you do, Bill. Bill, that had to be spoken pre-Monica Lewinsky.
Yeah,
So.
that was during his Starsky and Hutch days.
An emotional attachment. You know, it'd be different if he said, I like to watch Starsky and Hutch.
Yeah.
It'd be different if he said, Starsky and Hutch was one of my favorite TV shows. But to have an emotional attachment to it, yeah, Bill, that explains a whole lot. Let's see here. Let's see. All right, here's some. Pardon me. Okay, we're going to wrap up here in just a minute. But these are just, I mean, too good to pass up.
No, not Betty White. She
No,
didn't
not
said
Betty.
anything bad.
No, we can't talk about Betty, can we? See why? We won't say that one.
Oh, wait a minute.
I don't think we ought.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Betty.
She's
Betty
got a mouth on
yeah,
her.
Betty. Come on, Betty. This is Jennifer Lawrence. I never leave my house. Then I don't have to put. Oh, never mind. We had to read these. I say, if life gives you lemons, make some kind of fruity juice. Conan O'Brien. Conan, you're not funny. No.
Wrong site.
Yeah, we wound up in one of those black holes of the internet that let's see.
Even Arnold has potty mouth sometimes. So.
Yeah. I wonder sometimes though if these what do they call gaffes or whatever. Yeah. I wonder like, on these celebrity gaffes or whatever. I'm not too sure if some of them don't.
Intended to be that way.
Yeah, play dumb. You know, especially some of the women playing
What are gifts?
gifts.
You said gaffs, but there's
A
gifts now. GIFF. What is that?
G-I.
Something on the internet. GIF.
That really defines it well. It's something something on the internet.
No, I mean,
G-I.
is it like memes or memes?
F G-I.
I don't know. GIFF. We'll look it up.
Girls in front of Frank. I don't know.
We'll Google
That
it.
will be our next video.
Yeah,
will
we'll
be
teach you
explaining.
about that. So what common sense thing have we gotten off this today?
I think that the one thing is slow down. Oh, I know. Don't. You know, if you're not a farmer, you should not try to spread a lot of BS around. You know,
Yeah, that's right.
because I don't
That's
care
right.
how many
That's a good
millions of
one.
Americans live in America that love America. That's the kind of America I love. I mean, that's just a bunch.
If you're not a farmer, don't be spreading.
Don't spread a
BS.
bunch of BS. I think the only place that BS should go is on a cornfield or a bean field or something. But so, what are your thoughts? What did we learn? What did we gain from
Man,
that?
I've sat
15
here and I
minutes?
hadn't thought of one clever thing to say in 15 minutes. Common sense is,
Is an uncommon thing,
yeah.
especially especially when you're hanging out with Dan Quayle. You know, we spent more time entertaining ourselves than we did
Were
talking
you out
to
there?
you. But we had a good time. Listen, celebrities, movie stars, especially people like Arnold Schwarzenegger and all of them when they're in the other upper echelon actors that slash wannabe politicians or whatever. Listen, if you go back and look at their education level, most of them, if they studied in the secondary, in the universities and what have you, they studied some kind of art. They went to school and learned how to be an actor and so forth. They're not poli-science political science majors.
Right.
So their weighing in should have about as much impact on you as your next door neighbor, who probably
My next door neighbor,
pretty smart guy.
no, but he has a good and smart neighbor.
My next door
He
neighbor
should
has
listen to his neighbor.
My next door neighbor has a very smart neighbor. That's pretty good. Anyway, well, listen, we enjoyed being with you today. We may not have given you a whole lot of profound things to think about, but we certainly had fun going through some of the gaffes.
Gaffs.
And we will
gifts.
find out
We'll
what
find out
gifts are soon and share it with you. Again, I'm Jeff,
And Kevin.
Common Sense Cafe. We'll see you again soon.